People are still straggling in. We have a number of people registering upstairs, so there'll be some coming and hopefully not too much going for the next little while. But let me begin the proceedings. We will have a little bit more flexibility in the schedule than we had originally planned, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, I'm Peter Corning. Let me welcome you most cordially to the World Congress of the Systems Sciences. Every major international conference is a historic occasion, so to speak, but we think that this one is a little bit more so. First, because it's part of the official City of Toronto and worldwide celebration of the Millennium Year. But more important, this conference represents a unique cooperative effort in the systems sciences, a conference that has been co-organized and co-presented, will be co-presented by a total of 21 different system science organizations and groups and academic programs in different countries. So this is truly an ecumenical gathering of people in the system sciences. But finally, and most important, in some ways, more important, equally important, I should say, in some ways, is the fact that this will be the first system science meeting that I know of that will be webcast to several other countries. Can you hear me okay? I'm sorry? Okay, thank you. I was getting signals in the back, and I was not told what those signals are supposed to mean. This will be webcast live to several other countries, and in addition, we are going to have a panel presented at this conference by the Andean Systems Institute that will be transmitted from Peru. One of the websites. So this is the beginning of what we hope will grow in time into an organization that truly presents its annual conferences in a worldwide forum using the technology of the internet, which is developing so rapidly. So we really think that this is a very exciting and innovative event for that reason. We have a full program ahead this morning, and I will save some of my announcements and other business for a few minutes from now. But first, what I would like to do is introduce our first speaker. We are very grateful for the many ways in which Ryerson Polytechnic University, our hosts for this conference, have contributed to making this a successful event, including also the webcast that we're doing. And so I think it's fitting that we have with us this morning to make some introductory remarks the president of Ryerson Polytechnic University, Dr. Claude Lajeunesse, and I invite him to give us a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Peter, and on behalf of Ryerson and personally, let me welcome each and every one of you to the World Congress of the Systems Sciences. Let me also welcome you to Toronto, a wonderful city. I'm sure you will have the opportunity to take the time to know it a little bit better. And also welcome to Ryerson. It is our privilege to be your host for this special Millennium event, and I am sure, having read the documentation for the conference, that you will have a very enlightening series of presentations. I read that you will have over 400 participants from 30 countries, and we just heard that wonderful innovation, at least for this conference, of using the internet to broadcast directly to many other countries of the world. Ryerson became a university full-fledged university 7 years ago now. And our evolution has been extremely rapid in the areas of research, graduate studies, and of course, as today and in the next day, this is one way, through hosting conferences like this one, that we can ensure that Ryerson takes its rightful place in the university world by offering leading-edge opportunities to its students, to its faculty members, and to its visitors to improve their knowledge in particular fields. As I looked through your schedule for the next day, 2 days, I was struck by the range of topics for discussion, but also by the multidisciplinary nature of your discussion. Being an engineer by discipline, by training, I always found the importance of multidisciplinarity in every area of university life, university research, university studies. So I can only commend you for doing what I believe most disciplines should be seeking, that is multidisciplinarity. Well, Ryerson has been known over the years for its focus on students. We are very proud that our students come first when we look at the various strategic decisions we may make. But our students need to have the input of people like you who get together with our faculty members to improve the quality of teaching. That's the type of well-rounded experience that makes Ryerson and its graduates particularly successful in the workplace. We are committed to providing our students with the best multidisciplinary education possible, and it makes this conference so important to us. Let me acknowledge at this point the work of all the conference organizers, particularly Helmut there, who's been very effective in ensuring that Ryerson will provide you with the opportunity to enjoy this conference. Those who have worked tirelessly to ensure that this week is a success. Let me also thank you, the conference participants, who have come here from across North America, as well as from places far away like Seoul, Korea, Sweden, and on the internet. And you have come here to share your ideas, your thoughts on these very timely and far-reaching areas of studies. Welcome once again. Those of you who had the opportunity to walk around town yesterday have seen all these moose. Who hasn't seen the moose around? Come on, you gotta find some of these moose. There's about 320 moose in Toronto. It's the talk of the town now, and you should look at those. They're fantastic, some of them anyway. You will recognize known personality on some of those. Well, it's one way we like to welcome our visitors, make them feel part of this wonderful city. I hope you will enjoy the city. I hope you will enjoy Ryerson. And I do hope that you will not hesitate to let us know if we can be of any help. Again, thank you for being here, and best success in your conference.
Thank you, Dr. Lajeunesse. I have to take a moment for a couple of brief announcements before we begin the program, and I ask our remote webcast participants to bear with some details that are not relevant for them. The first one is, however, it's with great disappointment that I have to announce that John Casti called yesterday from Austria and was weathered in and is not going to be able to be here today. He was extremely apologetic, asked me to apologize to all of you specifically, and I, of course, assured him that I would. So we are going to have to make some adjustments in the schedule, and the way we're going to handle this is to allow each of our speakers this morning just a few more minutes to wind up their remarks than they would otherwise have had. So the schedule will slip gradually during the course of the morning, but by this afternoon things will be back to what you see in the program, with the usual errors and omissions that are inevitable in a program of this size and complexity. And by the way, I do apologize in advance to anybody in the program or the schedule where we screwed up and we didn't get your name right, or we left out your abstract, or as the case may be. It was an extremely frantic last-minute effort to pull it all together, but I hope for the most part we got it right. Very briefly, just a few things. First of all, I want to remind everybody that the schedule for this, the plenaries, is very tight, and in order to be able to accommodate all of the speakers, we had to allow for time slots that don't really permit questions and answers, except possibly one or two at the end, if the speaker chooses in the time that he or she has available. Otherwise, what we have arranged in order to allow for discussion between the speakers and the attendees, the participants, is that there will be specially designated tables in the North Hub cafeteria, or adjacent to the cafeteria, excuse me, on the patio at lunchtime, and at dinner time for the afternoon plenary speakers in the Central Hub cafeteria, which is just adjacent to it. So you will have an opportunity to have lunch or dinner with the speakers and to engage in a dialogue with them at that time. So hopefully that will permit you the opportunities that you can't have here in the auditorium. One other thing I want to just remind you of is that in order to use the cafeteria for lunches or dinners, you need to have meal tickets. Those can be purchased either one day or the 3- or 5-day tickets upstairs at the registration desk. And again, all of the meals this week from now on will be served in the North Hub cafeteria, with the exception of that morning roundtable breakfast over in Pittman Hall, where some breakfasts will be provided for the people who choose to attend those. So there are a couple of errors regarding locations for meals in the program. Just ignore those. All of the meals will be in the North Hub cafeteria. Last, for now, a reminder to all of our plenary speakers that in conjunction with the webcast, we are providing opportunities for remote participants to email queries or comments to the speeches into the computer laboratory, where they will have the speakers will have access to the email messages that are received, and can engage in a dialogue with people at these remote sites. So we urge all of our speakers to check that out and to allow our remote speakers to engage in a dialogue with them.